Okay, gentlemen, you have your instructions, verbatim commands to protect yourselves at all times. Right now, I'm going to call over here a key. Call over here a key. Okay? Step it up.
So the 11-0 lightweight prospect Joshua Pagan is hoping that this will kick off a breakout year for him in 2025. Standing in his way, Ron Ramirez, who hopes that it's going to be more than a speed bump and a roadblock for Pagan here tonight. Round one, this one's scheduled for 8.
You know, one of the things I like about Pagan is that he has great size with 135-pound division. He uses that size really well. He'll operate behind that stiff jab and throw punches a variety of different ways. Got a good uppercut, goes to the body pretty well. Kind of has a lot of tools physically, at least offensively.
He just got hit with an overhand, big overhand right by Ron right now.
That was a major shot from Ron Ramirez.
Watch your feet.
I mean, note that I said offensively, okay?
That's the number one thing I see when I was studying Pagan is, yes, he has all the tools that Manish was talking about, but he does leave his chin exposed and drops that lead left hand. You know, he needs to check that confidence. He needs to check that against veterans and tough guys like Ronal.
As we mentioned, Pagan in that outing against Haskell Rhodes and that win over Roger Killy. I mean, he's been tested and he's had to make adjustments in his wins as well. It hasn't been all smooth sailing.
Yeah, especially against a durable guy like Haskell Rhodes. So you could throw the kitchen sink at, and then, you know, half a round later, he'll come back and throw 6 punches at you. So definitely a learning experience in his last fight.
That was a main event opportunity for Pagan in his familial background homeland of Puerto Rico. Obviously a sign of what Salida Promotions feels they have in him. He looks to have stabilized a little bit here in the opening round.
Yeah, when Pagan is actually jabbing and he's in control, using that range, just like that, that's when he's most dangerous. He has to be a little bit more patient. He has a lot of time to work here. He has 8 rounds. He needs to break down a veteran like Ronal and just, you know, pop him with that jab. Use that height, use that range, then set him up.
Punch it down, hands free. Let him go. Punch it down. Let him go. Punch it down, hands free.
Pagan's a good combination puncher, but you got to soften up your opponent. You don't want to show him all your cards and all your punches in the first round. You soften him up with that jab, use your height, use your range, and don't give your older opponent any kind of confidence.
Some pretty good body work here early on with Ramirez as well. He's taking the lion's share of the punishment. He's making a pretty good commitment to the body of Pagan.
There's a right hand to the body. He countered well with a nice left hook to the body earlier as well. Both men landing some good shots here in the opening frame.
That's certainly what you want to do against a guy with the kind of frame of Pagan. All 5'10" of him. You want to aim for that midsection as often as you can.
Left hook there from Pagan. Behind him with a straight right hand.
Good shot right there.
Better right hand there from Pagan. And a nice uppercut to the body immediately afterwards.
You see him wake up. Ronal, but that was a beautiful right hand. Just straight down the pop, laser light, but he must have not landed cleanly because Ron's coming right back aggressively.
You're bleeding. Okay. Give me a towel. He's bleeding, coach.
That? Nope.
Water? JJ, did he hurt your body? Bleeding.
I need you to turn towards me.
Fuck.
Commission.
You're good. Keep it jabbing.
JJ, you gotta stab that jab in his face, okay? And when you're coming out with your hands down. Keep them right here, tight. You gotta be tight with the jab and your guard.
Seconds out. Here we go, seconds out.
Nice right hand. There you go. That's the right hand I was talking about, guys. Landed right on the tip of the chin. He didn't pull it back. It was a beautiful shot by a tall fighter. It didn't land cleanly because if it did, Ron would have went down. That was a beautiful shot.
Subplot here is that Joshua Pagan now once again dealing with a cut. That has been a recurring issue, Chris, in his career thus far.
Yeah, the referee ruling between rounds that the cut was caused by a punch. So, damaging shot early on. Relentless effort here from Ramirez.
Back to what Ramirez said before the fight. Hey, we're going to bring the fight. We're willing to get knocked out if it happens. happens, but we're going to make this one exciting. He has lived up to that promise thus far.
And Pagan's given an opportunity to be exciting. He's changing with him. I feel what's coming back.
Good left hook there a moment ago. Pagan followed up with a left hook as well.
Beautiful uppercut again there from Pagan, who steps back and lands a right hand to the body.
This is the fight that Ramirez said he had to do. He was a little wary of the height disparity between these two guys. Knew he had to get on the inside, but you gotta forget on the inside against a puncher like this. You're gonna eat a lot of punishment.
Punch it in. Left hooks to the body there from Pagan. Ramirez comes back with a right hand over the top. It's Pagan doing the better work on the inside. Pagan has shown a degree of comfort on the inside thus far in his pro career. He is one of those tall fighters, Sergio, who feels comfortable in those corners.
Yeah, because he rolls his shoulders. He's height behind those shoulders that we saw in the sequence where Ronal was actually throwing a shot. He rolls with that shot, comes right back with that right hand. Ramirez is a cagey fighter, we know that. He's a strong fighter, no shots like that. But whenever you come confident like Pagan and you have the wide shoulders you can hide behind and athletic enough to be pulling back like that, and you stay in the pocket longer.
Yeah, this is a good matchmaking. I think by Demetrius and his matchmakers here. The last 4 losses for Pagan, last 4 losses Ramirez were all against top-level competition. Gabe Flores, a former prospect in the top-ranked stable. Gregory Morales, a young prospect, and Bill Mason, arguably the top prospect of 2024. So he's getting a test against a guy that's used to giving these types of tests.
If Pagan had any type of power, Ramirez would have went down. I mean, those right hands are laser-like right hands, right down the pipe, landing cleanly, but no effect on the front run.
Pagan does have 8 rounds to work with here. We'll see if perhaps the punishment will start to accumulate and impact Ramirez. As one of those shots knocks him back. A bit of a footwork issue there as well. Nice pull counter there from Pagan, placing that right hand to the body, getting out of harm's way. 10 seconds remaining here in round 2 of what has been a fun action fight thus far.
Stop. Okay, gotcha. Go ahead. 5 seconds. Time. Good. Bueno.
Güey, al cuerpo, cabrón, tienes que seguirlo trabajando.
Okay.
¿Qué? Hazme caso, güey, hazme caso.
Nobody's in
No
your
podemos
vision,
dejar esta pelea, güey.
You can see over here, nobody's in your line.
¿Qué?
¿Qué hago con la cabeza?
No puedo mucho porque tengo que estar limpiando. Hijo, cerradito, cerradito y al cuerpo. Cerradito y al cuerpo, ¿ok? Respira profundo. Métetele con el 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 y el 3 que sea el jab para adentro. Y de ahí me metes el pinche, el golpes al cuerpo, güey, ¿ok?
I love it when tall fighters land clean body shots. I mean, good body shot there by Ramirez on the inside.
Seconds out. Wrap it up, wrap it up.
And there's that right hand right there. Doesn't that remind you of another tall, lanky, skinny, explosive fighter? That right hand?
Like the Latin snake?
Alexis Arguello.
Oh, sorry.
Corey
Okay,
Erdman.
right.
I know it's high praise, but it's a beautiful shot to hear, to see a little a skinny fighter with a straight right hand right down the pipe like that. Just beautiful shot. Doesn't pull the back. Technique's great. Love seeing it.
All due respect to El Flaco Explosivo.
The only thing he got right with Sergio there was tall and skinny.
Joshua Pagan's promoter, Dimitri Salita, Chris, who you referenced, described Pagan as a smooth boxer with a mean streak. I think we are seeing that. There's a little bit of slickness, but there's also a desire to exchange.
And I think Sergio made a good point in that first round about Pagan fighting with his chin. He sort of leaves it hanging out there when he extends both that jab and straight right hand.
Yeah, when I'm studying Pagan, I see that he gives up his height, looking for aggression.
Punch it down. Punch it down.
He forgets about the body and he drops that lead left hand, leaving that chin exposed. Those are the
There you go.
Good left hand, 2 good left hands for Pagan.
There's the inside work of Pagan. This is where he likes to do the bulk of his work. And these left hooks are raining in now. Another one pops the head back of Ramirez. Boy, Ramirez is here for a fight.
Pagan digging to the body of Ramirez. Ramirez taking it well because he's biding his time. Ramirez is looking for a big shot. He's looking for a big shot right in the middle, biding his time. But with body shots like that, he's doing more harm, you know, waiting and biding your time.
And I think we got to notice the reaction of Ramirez after that body shot combination. Kind of grabbed at his trunks and pushed him down there. Since then, started to really dedicate himself to those punches. Nice right hand there from Pagan. Walks right in the front door with a straight right hand. Excellent body shot again there from Pagan. Sergio Pagan showing what he can do on the outside, but again, it's that the desire, that thing in him that wants to make a good fight, that compels him to go to the inside.
Yeah, he wants to be a fighter, and he wants to go to the inside, giving up his height. It's great for the fans, but it's not great for the game plan that they need to be keeping. The strategy should be on the outside, not letting a smaller, tough fighter with a big punch, you know, land so much on the inside. Use your range, use that jab. Great body shot right there, but go back to that stick, go back to that range.
Loading up on these shots on the inside. Quick uppercut. Snaps the head back of Ramirez a moment ago. Right hand to the chest of Ramirez as well. Pagan really loading up at the end of round 3.
Good. Hey, listen, I need you to stay really, really sharp.
Daniel Dubois will defend his IBF heavyweight title against former WBO champion Joseph Parker at Riyadh Season's The Last Crescendo, live on DAZN pay-per-view February 22nd. Chris, obviously we heard what you thought about this fight. Sergio, what are your thoughts on that
And
one?
you're coming out with your hands down. Keep them up.
The fact that
right here.
Parker has
Straight.
all the
Stay
momentum in the
long.
world. So does Danny Dubois. It's a perfect matchup between a guy that boxes more in Parker
long.
and a
Work
power
the jab,
puncher in
okay?
Dubois. I'm
Come
always
on.
going to favor the boxer.
Come on,
but
Jay.
I don't know,
You gotta
man.
see
I
something.
think Dubois has everything going for him. Beautiful shots right there. I mean, slinging that left hook, but not moving his head as Pagan, keeping him in the same place.
Wipe a
So
little bit
Ramirez
in
is
here.
coming back.
Smooth it out. Smooth it out. Wipe it in there. And then wipe. Yeah. All right, time in. Bucks.
We're back to action.
The Steve Willis experience never disappoints.
The man who loves his job more than anyone else in the world. Even when it comes to cleaning Vaseline. Doubling up on the jab, nice right hand as he circles out.
That's a little bit of what Pagan's corner was asking for in between rounds. Operate a little bit more on the outside, use that length, use that reach, keep on the end of that stick.
And that's what I was talking about earlier in the first round, the fact that he was making himself small. It's exciting for the fans, but you need to stick to the game plan.
Nice right hand there from Ramirez.
When a shorter fighter is landing shots like that over the top, it's because you're not using that jab, you're not using your reach or length, you're not setting up the right shots.
Feeling that right hand, Pagan said, forget about it. Let's go back to the inside. Let's brawl.
All right. Good.
I mean, I'm all for taller fighters fighting on the inside and making it a good fight, but you also got to alternate that. You can't just, keep fighting the smaller man's fight. Pop him on the outside, fight like the big man, but then let him know that you can get down and dirty on the inside and throw body shots and bang your knees properly.
Punch it out. Good. Why not? Punch it out. Hands are free. No, don't hold the head. Don't hold the head. Off the head. Punches up. Come up.
Referee Steve Willis letting the fighters work out of the clinch. That's good news for Joshua Pagan. Again, as you've been talking about, Sergio, when you're a taller fighter and you're on the inside, the referee will let you play around in there. You can wrap some nice shots around. Use the length in that way.
Absolutely. There's different ways of fighting tall. You just got to do it, responsibly. If you're going to fight on the inside, you got to make yourself smaller. You got to keep those elbows tucked in. You got to mind your technique.
Stop.
Shorter fighters will love when tall fighters giving up their height like that. It makes it easier for them. Jab right there. See, that's how you soften up tough guys, shorter fighters. You aggravate them, frustrate them with that jab. Use your length and your reach. Then if you want to get on the inside and pepper them up a little bit, shoe shine a little bit in the inside, get some respect, I'm fine with that. But then go right back outside and pop them from the outside.
You know, these last 2 fights for Josh Pagan, I think have been pretty good learning experiences. The last fight against Hasbro Rhodes, he got to experience a good body shot there. You know, basically a former wrestler who wanted to make it a physical fight against him, dealing with that type of opponent now. You've got a really strong guy trying to make him fight on the inside. So a young fighter like Pagan can gain from this type of fight.
Widest round of the fight as Pagan showing his prowess from long range at the end of the round.
No la aflojes, cabrón, no la aflojes, no la aflojes, no la aflojes.
Okay.
No los peres, güey, no los peres, no los peres.
And we're looking at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California, where in a monumental step forward in his career, Oscar Duarte will face the 2-time super lightweight world champion Regis Prograis in a 12-round super lightweight bout. That's Saturday, February 15th, live right here on DAZN.
Tuyo de aquí. Yo para adelante, güey, para eso entrenamos. Acuérdate que es un equipo de gimnasia, cabrón. Ok. Que respira profundo. Respira profundo. Respira profundo. Ándale. Te va.
Back to action here in this lightweight contest between Joshua Pagan and Ronal Ramirez. 5, and this one's scheduled for 8. Joshua Pagan, the 2021 U.S. National Amateur Champion. He defeated Keon Davis in the finals. And in these flashes from long range, you can see why, Sergio.
From the outside, I love it. Actually, from the inside as well. I like it when tall fighters actually, get down and fight responsibly on the inside against shorter fighters. I want to see that they have that as well. But you don't want to give up your height too much. You don't want to fight like a small man when you're gifted with height, with range, with speed, and with footwork. I mean, Pagan has pretty much everything to fight on the outside and control this fight. He's given the opportunity to a rugged veteran Ramirez to land something big.
Nice uppercut there for Pagan, walking Ramirez into that one.
Yeah, Pagan had a very good amateur career, more than 90 amateur fights, 3-time Michigan Golden Gloves champion, but you can see there is a very good pro style in him. He's adapted very well to the pro ranks. And as he gets a little bit older, a little bit stronger maybe, more comfortable as a pro and starts sitting down more on his punches, maybe some of that power will come.
Clubbing right hand to the top. Pagan countering well off the ropes. Beautiful left hook there. Swimming underneath those shots of Ramirez.
Spread out to Pagan, exactly that right there, get out of the body.
Punch it in.
Smart way. He touched them upstairs to get the attention of his opponent up to block a left punch just to land that body shot. It's an old school veteran trick. Just tap upstairs to land the punch that you really want to land and actually deliver.
Well, that was a nice little defensive sequence there for Pagan there, Sergio. A lot of dangerous looking shots from Ramirez, but Pagan not in any danger at all.
No, he's comfortable in there. He's rolling with the shots. He's staying calm, he's poised. He's looking for the right counters. And I'm fine with a tall fighter being against the ropes as long as he's picking shots and being responsible, which he is. You can see most of this round he's been near the ropes because he's already got the timing down, the range, and he doesn't respect the power of Ramirez. He's feeling himself now. Pagan's really pot-shotting now. He's not really putting much power behind it. He's just touching him on the outside.
Swelling starting on the face of Ronal Ramirez as well. Side of that left eye. Trying to get worked up from the accuracy of Joshua Pagan. And on point here in the 5th. Uppercut, right hand from Pagan. Everything working right now.
Pivoting away nicely, away from the ropes.
3, 4, 5 jabs from Josh Pagan. Beautiful round of boxing. The pride of Grand Rapids. Our main event coming up later on, the GWOAT Claressa Shields taking on Danielle Perkins entering the arena with Papoose. The entertainment world with their eyes on this one as well, and of course the eyes of the boxing world as Claressa Shields comes home for a dream moment, the undisputed heavyweight title on the line tonight in our main event.
Looks like the champ's going to the prom or something, man. Look at that. What swagger on Claressa Shields, man. I love it. Pick it up.
Round 6 begins. Joshua Pagan starting to cruise a little bit here against Ronal Ramirez. There's some tough rounds in the early stages, but Ramirez seems to have slowed down, and at the same time, Joshua Pagan starting to control things from long range. Combination there from Pagan. Ramirez finds the body of Pagan in the midst of that, but back on the jab from the outside and a nice uppercut there.
That's what I want to see from Pagan. He's alternating his speed and power now. So now Ramirez doesn't know when he's going to actually load up on a shot. Touch and pop hard. I also like the punch selection of Pagan now. He's not just sticking to the ones and twos now. He's going to the twos and threes, going from the uppercuts and body shots. But he's doing it real loosely, calmly, not loading enough. And that's how you reserve your energy. That's actually when you hurt your opponents, when you're real calm and loose with your power.
Yeah, I like the conditioning of Pagan too. I mean, this goes back to the Haskell Rhodes fight. He was able to fight the full distance in that fight really the same way. His conditioning never really waned in this fight. It does seem like he's even getting stronger in these later rounds.
He's been spending some recent training camps down in Florida where he says that his conditioning has really gone up. Some time around Luis Ortiz. Obviously a wealth of knowledge and training alongside Devell Smith, another prospect in the Salida stable.
Off the head. Get off his head. Okay, okay.
Trying to line up that uppercut. Shopping right hand. And Ramirez thinking about the uppercut that came over the top.
I like that little shift by Josh Pagan. He landed the right uppercut left hook and then moved, got a little angle, got a little shift just to get out of the power and the counters that Ramirez is planning on throwing back. Little slide movements like that, see? Like just like that, Corey, the little shift to the side. He does it to the left, he does it to the right. Those are veteran moves by Josh Pagan.
And the longer this fight has gone on, the more it seems like Josh Pagan has gone back to the game plan. Had some moments early on where there was really good exchange to get to a firefight, but these last 3 or 4 rounds have been a very disciplined fight for Josh Pagan.
Spot on, Chris. That's why I really appreciate it.
That right hand to break.
Yeah, that right hand was a big one from Ramirez, and it reopened the cut on the face of Josh Pagan, now streaming down his cheek again.
That buckled the legs of Pagan. There was a little buckle to his knee.
That was a sobering right hand there from Ramirez.
We're doing 8-pack.
Our main event still to come. Claressa Shields taking on Danielle Perkins, the 2019 U.S. National Amateur Champion.
They loved it.
Not showing any nerves whatsoever. In fact, Claressa Shields said this is the one woman that I've encountered in boxing that when I saw her in person, she didn't look afraid of me at all, and she's looking the same way right now.
Yeah, Danielle Perkins believes that her lack of a resume is actually an advantage for her in this fight because Claressa Shields really can't prepare for what she doesn't know. Only 5 pro fights, has looked pretty good in all of them. Her whole team's having some fun with the camera there. But you can count on Danielle Perkins coming out aggressive and trying everything she can to land that big straight left hand on the quote.
Not only that, but Perkins is not giving Shields what Shields is expecting or wants, and that's attitude. That's like a verbal assault. That's like some kind of, show me something. Perkins staying cool and calm.
Back to action here in this one. and things have gotten interesting once again. Ron Ramirez looked like he had Pagan a little bit hurt at the end of round 6. At the very least, reopened the cut. At worst, might have bungled Pagan a little bit.
He landed a straight right hand that rang the bell of Pagan. You can see his first moments of this round. He's trying to come out and see if that has any lingering effects to that shot.
Another shot, and it'll remind him of the lingering effects. That's the thing. I mean, 60 seconds isn't enough when you got rocked like that. Especially when you're a young pro like this, when you haven't been accustomed to getting hurt and fighting to being hurt. So it'll serve Ramirez well to go.
Let him go.
Go broke from here. You got your opponent hurt. You rocked him. You got him shook. Keep throwing that same overhand right. And shots like that, just rocked him with a left hook. Ramirez did.
Another one from Ron Ramirez. Maybe thinking about going to the body. Even Pagan, who was mostly targeted the body in this one.
I haven't seen one straight jab to the gut by Ramirez. That opens up the head. It makes the taller fighter bend in half a little bit. It forces him to lower his hands. That sets up the overhand rights and the lefts that Ramirez is looking for.
Back on his jab. There's a right hand to the midsection from Pagan.
Yeah, and that's what I want to see from the shorter fighter. And instead, it's the taller fighter doing it because Pagan has the athleticism and making himself smaller like that. Pagan just neglects the jab now. And that's the reason Ramirez is just coming in with no respect. You're not popping that jab. You're not in control. You're not popping that stick.
Final minute now, round 7.
Watch your head.
There you go. There's that jab.
Straight right hands there from Joshua Pagan. Again, going back to the development of Pagan thus far, Chris, this is the 3rd fight in a row where Pagan has had a scary moment or two, has had to make adjustments, and is continuing to make them even at this point.
I think it's great for him to face these types of opponents at this stage of his career. It's only going to make him better. And especially these last 2 fights going up against physical, strong opponents that want to take him out of what is obviously his game plan, to fight from a distance, use that length, use that jab. He's going to grow from this. I still think he's a pretty good prospect.
I agree. It's fights like these that make you a better fighter. If you don't learn from this, and you're just going to regress, and you are what you are. So this is a great learning experience, and we'll see where he goes from here.
All right, last round coming up. So listen, you got this one in the bag. I'm going to tell you, I don't think you need to take any chances here. I know you want to finish strong. We want you to finish smart. Listen to me. Finish smart here. Be fresh. Okay?
Last round.
Man, when you use that jab, you can't touch it.
Chris Eubank Jr. and
smart.
Connor Ben set for Saturday, April 26th, live on DAZN. These two will finally get in the ring. Born rivals finally face off in April. Boy, the build-up for that one, guys, is going to be something else.
I think the press tour might actually turn out to be better than the fight. I think the fight's going to be pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Back left, back left. Okay. All the way back, all the way back. Okay.
8th and final round between Joshua Pagan and Ronal Ramirez. Another good learning opportunity for Joshua Pagan here tonight. He's been hit hard by Ron Ramirez. Might have been buzzed at one point, dealing with another cut. And Sergio, going back to how you develop a prospect. Listen, fights like this, where you have to make some adjustments, you might be in trouble a little bit. They're the kind of fights that make fans ask questions, but they're also the ones that give you the answers of what you need to do to get to the next level.
Yeah, and you graduate every fight, and you want to start testing your prospects. You don't want to give him gimmies, especially when you're dealing with a fighter like Pagan, who has the fundamentals, he has the foundation. I like what I see. He makes mistakes here and there.
Watch your head, punch it in.
It's mistakes that he's making against fighters that are going to allow him to make those mistakes without knocking him out.
Well, and some of them, Chris, they're mistakes born of the urgency to make a good fight, which sometimes gets Pagan in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, you got to resist that temptation when you're a fighter with the physical tools. Pagan, sequences like this where he's backed up against the ropes, that's not where he wants to be. He wants to be in the center of the ring, pressing the action.
Counter there for Pagan. You see him shaking his head, trying to illustrate that none of that was landing, and that's a good response from Pagan. He places another right hand in the body.
That right hand, when he throws it straight like that, laser light, he can do a lot of damage. Even though you're not a big power puncher, you can catch opponents off guard with technique and surprise them with speed. Pagan has both of those things. Not the power, but he can do it with the technique and his long arms and long shoulders.
Now Ron Ramirez, as he promised, has brought it all night long. He's found some success, but this is a prospect is Joshua Pagan with a lot of tools at his disposal.
You know, it's a tough way to make a living, but Ramirez is making one as a prospect tester. As you see, this is the 5th prospect that he's faced with a glossy record, and he's made them work for him.
That's why they keep bringing them back. Guys like this, you want to test your prospects with. You want to see what they got. He did his job. Ramirez did his job. He rocked the shot. Okay. Pagan with that overhand punch that he landed. Pagan passed the test.
Ramirez again looking for that right hand. Catches Pagan off balance. Right to the final bell. Triple R is going to keep bringing it.
Quick. He's a perfect side B type of opponent, right on him and having his best run right here against Pagan.
When you see Ron Ramirez on a bout sheet, you know you're in for a tough night. And that's a good learning experience for Joshua Pagan once more.
You know, Pagan in Spanish means they pay. You know, Ramirez earned it. You know, he didn't pay nothing, man. He earned it. He earned his stretch. He got the respect out of Joshua Pagan as well.
Double J, Joshua Pagan, his father and trainer, Victor Pagan. Certainly will have plenty to like about this performance, plenty to learn from. Well, it's one of the most stacked cards of all time, as every fight has a title on the line, including the highly anticipated rematch between Artur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol, February 22nd. You can buy now right here on DAZN. Ron Ramirez, as we mentioned, took a trip back home to visit his family and said, hey, why don't I go get a couple wins as well? Put myself in contention for another fight like this. He earned this opportunity, and as you said, Sergio, he earned his paycheck once more.
Yes, he did, and I'm sure he's going to get another spot against another prospect because he rocked. He rocked the undefeated prospect right here. It was a nice shot. He had him on his back foot. He closed out strong. He showed a lot of veteran tactics. A lot of things that you want to see, you know, a guy get tested with. Putting the pressure on, not letting him breathe, closing out strong, smothering him right there. Yep. A nice cagey performance by Ramirez. Pagan had some nice moments himself, but there's a lot to learn from here.
Yeah, one of the things that Ramirez told us this week was that two-fight, low-level output he had just over the last few months, that kind of reignited his love for boxing, gave him his passion back to the sport. Even though it's likely he's going to wind up on the wrong end of this decision, he certainly fought a strong and a very passionate fight.
All right, the scorecards are in the hands of our MC, Mr. Thomas Treiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Vincent Santino scores it 79-73, and both judges Patrick Schmidt and Rose Gross are in agreement They both scored the same, 78-74, all in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And still undefeated, Joshua James, Double J Pagan.
Well, Joshua Pagan entered to Stone Cold Steve Austin's theme music, but here's John Cena's theme music. His time isn't necessarily now. I'm trying to torture this wrestling analogy. Work with me here. But his time might be soon. This is a good-looking prospect.
Hey, listen, I'm not a wrestling fan, but I remember Stone Cold coming out with some beers and smashing them or something like that, didn't he?
They certainly did, yeah, a lot of them.
Well, I think for Joshua Pagan, the next step is that 10-round fight. You want to step up into that 10-round realm, start fighting those types of fights, increase your level of competition to get to the former champion level, and then see where it goes from there, because there were a lot to like in this performance from Joshua Pagan. Went up against a very game opponent like we talked about with Ramirez, but the jab worked all night long when he wanted for Pagan, and when he was on his feet, when he was moving around the ring and using those physical tools, he was really effective. I thought his body work was solid throughout the fight, his combination punching. You know, we talked at the very beginning of this fight about the offensive arsenal that Josh Pagan possesses. We saw glimpses of that arsenal tonight.
Yeah, very deep toolbox for Joshua Pagan, and also an attitude in the ring that's going to make for fan-friendly fights. They already have been, even during his ascent as a prospect. Joshua Pagan now 12-0. And taking in the moment here in Flint, Michigan. Another great fighter coming out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, as we now take a look at the CompuBox punch totals. Power shots landed by Joshua Pagan and Ronal Ramirez. And when you look at those landed punches, again, that illustrates the fact that Joshua Pagan, he had to earn this one.
Yeah, he had to earn it, and that's what I said earlier. And look at Ramirez, actually threw more than Pagan. He put the pressure on. He fought the way he needed to fight against a taller opponent, you know, trying to break that range, and he had his moments. He was able to rock Pagan. That's what we want to see with a veteran like this. You know, someone that you're going to test your prospects.
Yeah, and I think if you're Pagan, you're going to look at these numbers and say, great, I love the 43% connect rate for myself, the 29% connect rate for my opponent.